Today we're going to make bhinda, okras. We're going to add potatoes to these later on. But first of all, let's prepare and chop our bhindas and slice them according to how we want them. So what I've done with these is that I have dried them with a paper towel so that they're nice and dry and there's no stickiness or dirtiness on the outside. Then, just like this one, I have slit the top part of the bhinda, and I've done that with all of them. This needs to be discarded. Then what you do is you slice your bhinda into 4, somewhat like this, keep watching, and into the required size of pieces. So they should look somewhat like this. And you'd carry on with the rest of the okra. Just like this. And once this has been chopped and sliced, we shall be chopping our potatoes, and I'll show you that in a moment. Right, our bhindas are now ready, so they are nicely sliced. We're going to move on to our potato, which I've made a start on. So what we want is little cubes like this. That's how I like it anyway, but you can slice them, you can do them in whatever shape you like, but you make them into a chip and then you cut them into nice medium-sized cubes, just like this. Make sure you, once you peel your potato, you wash it. I'm not going to wash these now because I washed the potato when it was whole. After we've completed this, we shall be moving on to the cooking stage. I think this much should be enough. Okay, let's move over to our frying pan. We have added some oil to this pan and we're just letting that oil heat up just for about a minute or so. And what we're going to add to this oil are our potatoes. We're going to par fry our potatoes, meaning half fry them, just so that we can get rid of the starch in them. And then they're a lot easier to cook once we add the okra. We're going to par fry these until they're just nearly soft. Just for a couple of minutes. And then we're going to take them out. After a couple of minutes, just take these potatoes out into a plate. It shouldn't be brown, although these have browned a little, but okay, so into this same oil, whilst the oil is hot, we're going to add our okras. Whilst the oil is hot, it's more easier that the stickiness of the okras is a lot more easier to tackle. It's on fast flame, and you just keep on stirring them. So it's just the warm hot oil and the okras cooking. So you make sure that you keep on stirring them like this, otherwise they'll get caught. So this just ensures that all the stickiness of the okra disappears. Okay, so we're going to reach a stage where they go a little bit soft and a little bit translucent, and we're going to add our spices to it in a moment. We're going to start off with the salt and the turmeric, and then we're going to let that cook for a little while And then once we add our potatoes in, that's when we'll add our red chili powder and our cumin and coriander powder. Okay, so continue stirring these for a couple of minutes. Okay, so these look like they're nearly softening up. What we're going to do is we're going to add our salt and turmeric to this. Let's add about a teaspoon of salt because we've not got a lot of okra. This should cover the amount of potatoes that we have. And then the same with the turmeric, about a teaspoon of this as well. Okay, give that a nice stir and just let it cook for a couple of minutes. I'm just going to lower the flame a little bit now because the stickiness has disappeared now. So it doesn't need to be on too fast a flame. Okay, so these are looking quite good. And they're cooking well and they're getting a little bit soft. So just a couple of minutes with the salt and the turmeric, and then we shall be adding our par-cooked potatoes. Right, so our okras are nearly ready. They're nicely softening up on our low flame. And what we need to do now is add our potatoes to this. So what I generally do is just make a little bit of space in the middle and I add our pre-cooked potatoes. Now ideally, they should be nice and white like this, just par-fried. These have gone a little bit brown, but that was my mistake. But never mind, we shall perfect that for next time. We'll add these into the centre. Okay. Okay, so once we add these to the centre, you might want to just increase the flame a little bit at this point. And we add 2 spices to this now. One of them is our dana jiru, which is our coriander and cumin. So I add generally about 1.5 spoons of this. And then the same with our red chili powder. We add about 1.5 spoons of our red chili powder. And just increase the flame, like I said, a little bit, and then stir this together. So that looks the right amount. I'm just going to lower the flame a little bit now that is mixed. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this now just for a couple of minutes. The reason why I'm doing this is I don't always do this, but they don't look in any way sticky or anything. So therefore, I will be safe enough to cover this just for a couple of minutes so the potatoes and the okra can bind together and get nice and soft and well cooked. Okay, so just leave this for a couple of minutes. Right, we're now ready to open this. Okay, these look finely cooked. Just check this out. Just check that the potatoes are nicely cooked, which they are. Okay, and what I do, just as a little bit of difference, is I add a little bit of garlic just at the end, just a tad bit, just a touch, just to kind of mix in towards the end. Just give this a good stir, just for a minute or so, and they'll be ready very soon. They are actually ready, to be honest with you. So what we'll do is we're nearly ready to take these out into our bowl. I have added a few too many potatoes, but I like potatoes, but you do it the way you like it. This is our few simple steps to get our potato and bhinda fry cooked without any stickiness. Okay, this is ready now, and we're ready to take it out. This is perfectly cooked. And voila! Mashallah, that's looking good. You give it a try too.